What is up, everyone? My name is Jack Apple, back again with another video, and today's video is my WWE Monday Night Raw review for May the 9th, 2016. I didn't do a Raw review last week because I honestly couldn't be fucked. I didn't think it was that good, in my opinion, but I decided I might as well have to do it this week. What even happened last week? I don't even remember. Some shit probably. Oh yeah, Jericho destroyed Dean Ambrose's plant, Mitch, which was just one of the most sick and disgusting things I have ever seen. Jericho, you should be fucking ashamed of yourself, man. Just, Jesus Christ. Speaking of Jericho, he opens up the show tonight, and he's pretty much gloating around, pretty much saying, oh yeah, I destroyed fucking Mitch, and so we have no guests tonight, so all you get is Jericho drinking in, fellas. And he's just like, holds his hands out and just tell them, come on, drink in this moment, which I just love, by the way. Such a great heel thing to do. And then Big Cass comes around, and he does his 7 foot tall, can't teach that stuff, calls him soft because Jericho decides to run away like a little puss. And then Jericho gets a bit scared after he got hit with a big boot, and so he ran into the backstage area where Stephanie McMahon was there, and he's complaining about, oh, how dare Big Cass hit me and shit like that. And Stephanie's like, okay, I don't appreciate any of this, so I feel like you should have a match against Big Cass in the main event tonight. So, damn, we've set up our main event pretty quickly, you know. Big Cass getting that main event spot. It could be interesting, or he may not have the match at all. Hint, hint. But then right after that, we get Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler for the 10,000th time. Baron Corbin just beats Ziggler because 50-50 booking always wins. Fuck you. So, yeah, Baron Corbin beats Dolph Ziggler. Let's hope we get an end to this feud, and Baron Corbin moves on to someone bigger and better. Then we get Charlotte and Ric Flair having a chat with Shane McMahon backstage, and that is not only is Flair still banned from ringside Extreme Rules, and then he's banned from ringside tonight against Charlotte's match with Paige. So we get, right after that, we have JoJo talking to AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson about the 6-man elimination tag team match they're going to have later tonight against Roman Reigns and the Usos. AJ Styles says he's not going to hesitate to take out Reigns after what happened last week, where pretty much Roman just put him through the table, and apparently they're called The Club. Oh, I wonder what they could be referring to. And they're together again. I just feel like that's a lame name, The Club. The cool thing about it was the Bullet Club. You know, they could say something better, like the Styles Club or something. I don't know. Or and that their freeway is too sweet. So having a bit of a nod to the Bullet Club is pretty good. Then we get R-Truth versus Fandango. R-Truth won. Let's never talk about this match ever again. Then we get Sami Zayn talking to Shane and Steph, and that he makes something where if he beats The Miz tonight, he can be in the Fatal 4-Way match for the Intercontinental Championship. I thought it was already an Intercontinental title the Fatal 4-Way match. I didn't get it. Was it originally a triple threat match? I don't really know. Shane and Steph's like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's go, mate. And so it's set. So if Sami Zayn beats Miz later on, he gets put in the match. I thought he already was. Jesus Christ. Anyway, we end up getting the Charlotte versus Paige match. Very solid Divas match. I really enjoyed this. So Natty tried to get in Charlotte's face when she was on the ring apron. Then Ric Flair decides to come out, even though he was banned from ringside. So Shane and a bunch of referees tell him to piss off. This distracted Charlotte. Paige hits the roll-up victory like every fucking time that someone gets on the top. They do a roll-up victory. Paige wins. I'm happy that Paige got a win. And pretty much Natty just smiles at her, looks at her. By the way, Natty was looking tonight beautiful. And yeah, I think the submission match between Charlotte and Natalya is going to kick a lot of ass. I hope those two women tear the fucking house down, because Natty's a great submission wrestler, Charlotte is a great submission wrestler. They're all great, so cannot wait. Then we get The Miz versus Sami Zayn in another great match. There was one bit I really liked. There was one bit where Sami Zayn did like a moonsault off the top of the barricade, which I thought was pretty rad. But how this ended, Sami Zayn hit the haluva kick to get the win, and now the Fatal 4-Way match is official. I thought Sami was already in the match, but whatever. Fatal 4-Way match is going to kick so much ass. I still think The Miz might retain. I feel like WWE wants to go all the way with the whole Miz and Maurice thing, which I have a problem with. I'm actually enjoying it. I think Miz is doing a very, very good job at being this snarky heel and all that, with his woman by his side and all that. I think he's doing a great job, honestly. And yeah, so then we get Becky Lynch talking to Renee Young backstage, and then Emma comes in and pretty much warns Becky that she better grow eyes in the back of her head, because, you know, something can attack her at any time. And of course someone did, and that is Dana Brooke from NXT. I haven't seen her on NXT for a while. I don't know, has she been wrestling on NXT a bit? I haven't watched NXT in the last 2 weeks, but yeah, she comes out, she's looking great, and just pretty much beats the shit out of Becky Lynch, and gives her a little head pat. Remember how she did that to the little announcer that left? Yeah, that was great. And then we get this Darren Young vignette where he's talking about this, he needs a life coach, he needs someone to help him out in life, and it is Bob Backlund. Now, I heard that they played this on SmackDown probably, but I don't know how to feel about this, honestly. It could be good. I want it to be successful. I don't want any gimmick in WWE to fail, but like, man, is it really? Could look like it's doomed to fail, but I hope they do well. Bob Backlund is an absolute legend. Did some great stuff in the 70s. I remember one of my first favorite matches I watched was him and Pat Patterson in a steel cage match back in 1979, I believe, or 78, something like that. Great stuff. But anyway, I hope it works out for the two. And then we get a up, down, down commercial for Pizza Hut. Sick. Then we get Zack Ryder talking to Shane O'Mac backstage, talking about how he should get another shot at the IC title ever since he hasn't really gotten his rematch, which is true, by the way. I think he got it on SmackDown, but still, he deserves another rematch. Shane doesn't really appreciate when Kevin Owens comes in to interrupt him, and he makes a match between Ryder and Owens, and that if Ryder can beat Owens, he'll take his place in the Fatal 4-Way match. So, all down for that. I'm down for Ryder versus Owens. Then we get Tommy Boy Phillips talking to
Big Top Dog
backstage along with the Usos. Reigns says they represent their bloodline, talking about family and the Samoan heritage. Vince McMahon gets a boner, and yeah, good segment. No, not really. But anyway, we get Rusev taking on Sin Cara in this match. Of course, he's going to be facing Kalisto for the United States Championship at Extreme Rules, because Rusev won a Battle Royal last week to determine the number one contender. So we end up getting a roll-up victory again by Sin Cara after Kalisto kicked Rusev in the head. And of course, Rusev and Lana are not happy. But then again, I'm happy to see Lana and Rusev back together. They just make such a great couple. And yeah, anytime I see Lana, oh my god, it's awesome. Then we get the Flower Sniffers, Epico and Primo getting a vignette, which is pretty much a collection of all their vignettes. And they talk about they are going to be debuting next week or very, very soon, I believe. Then we get to the 6-man elimination tag. AJ Styles, Kyle Anderson, and Luke Gallows, aka The Club, taking on the Usos and Roman Reigns, The Family. My god. Is this like a match to determine who's going to have the lamest name? Seriously. Although this was a very, very good match. I did enjoy it. So we've got a couple of eliminations here and there. I believe it went to Styles and Roman last. And so Reigns got fed up with like AJ during the match, and he tossed him over the announcer's desk, and he pretty much went a bit crazy. He started throwing things, and he set up Styles for another powerbomb through the table just like last week, and it might look like he's going to win via count out or something, which would be lame, but who cares. But then Anderson comes in, and DQ loss for the team, and Big Top Dog and Usos win. And then right afterwards, the Usos come to even the odds, and so Gallows and Anderson's just fuck off. And so they get a spear from Reigns beforehand. And then Styles hits the Insarugi. Tries to hit a Styles Clash on a chair, which I thought, oh, that'd be a cool thing. But Reigns dumps him over the top rope. They have a bit of a stare down, and looks like, oh, Reigns picks up the chair. Is he going to hit it or anything? No, he drops it. And he's pretty much asking Styles, come on, you wanna bring it to me? And all that. Styles kicks the chair back over the Reigns. And he's like, oh, no, you want to hit me with the chair? Go ahead, do it. And then he goes for the chair. And then Styles springboard right over him and decide to leave. Roman Reigns' music hits and the two looked at each other before Reigns hold his championship high. So yeah, loving the dynamic between Roman and AJ. This is a good babyface feud because they're like, hey, do you want to turn heel? It was like, no, do you want to turn heel? Pretty much. So yeah, very interesting dynamic there between the Roman and AJ. But the thing is, are we going to see a heel turn Extreme Rules? I know we were going to say that Payback, but I think Extreme Rules, something has to go down, because if they do exactly the same thing they did at Payback, you know, it's not going to be interesting. It's not going to go up in this feud. Something has to happen soon, and, you know, someone's got to turn. Hopefully Roman, but knowing WWE, they probably don't, because they want to make Roman the next cash cow. So, yeah. Then we get Zack Ryder versus Kevin Owens. Of course, whoever wins this gets to be in the Fatal 4-Way IC title match at Extreme Rules. Ryder looks like he might have a shot, but of course Owens hits pop-up powerbomb, gets the win, and keeps his spot in the pay-per-view. Good stuff. Then right after that, we get some replays of Enzo's injury from Payback. That's still hard to watch. And then Big Cass gets interviewed by Renee, and he says tonight will be the biggest match of his career because he's facing Jericho in the main event. He's dedicating it to Enzo, and then he has a look at Renee Young and goes, how you doing? So, ooh, you better watch out there, Big Cass, because Ambrose, he might not be happy about that, you know. Anyway, we get the New Day coming out. Of course, they're just awesome as usual. They are praying to the Booty-O, which is always great. And the Dudley Boyz come out after New Day do their typical stuff. And then they have a match between each other, and then the Vaudevillains come out, beat up Xavier, and Big E comes to the rescue, allowing Devon to hit a crazy clothesline to pick up the pin. Then the Vaudevillains pretty much go like, oh yeah, we're gonna kick your ass, Extreme Rules, and they look all tough and shit. And yeah, so I feel like Vaudevillains versus New Day is gonna be awesome. I wonder if the Vaudevillains are actually going to beat the New Day. I don't know, but I think they might actually do it. I hope WWE, they need to elevate that team, you know. In the number one contenders match with Enzo and Cass versus the Vaudevillains, there was no point for Enzo and Cass to win because they were already popular with the crowd. And, you know, I feel like the Vaudevillains, they need a little bit of help and a little bit of build-up to become a prominent team. So I feel like this was a smart move to do by WWE to give it to Vaudevillains instead of instantly giving it to Enzo and Cass. But, yeah, so I expect a great match between these two at Extreme Rules. Then we get to the main event. We have Big Cass versus Chris Jericho. Well, we were going to have it because Jericho, he does this, you know how he has his light-up jacket he does? Well, during that, someone beats him up during it and takes his jacket, and is revealed to be Dean Ambrose, who apparently wasn't there, but he was anyway, and so he's wearing his light-up jacket, and Jericho's still on the ramp after being assaulted by Ambrose, and then Ambrose, he looks at the jacket, stares at it for a bit, and then he's like, should I tear it? And all that, and Jericho's like, no, don't do it, you stupid idiot. Rips the fucking jacket, pulls out all the wires from inside, and just chucks it to the ground. And Jericho has a absolute hissy fit. And because Jericho's like, that's $15,000, what a waste, or something like that. And so they brawl for a bit because Jericho runs in, and Big Cass comes into the way, and Jericho's like, get out, you stupid idiot. Cass is not having any of that, throws Jericho into the barricade, rolled him back into the ring, dirty deeds by Ambrose, and yeah, so we ended up having Ambrose standing tall, and then Stephanie and Shane are watching it from a monitor, and they do like a jacket from a plant joke, and so they laugh and say they're glad to be on the same page, and Shane's like, okay, I gotta leave for a bit. Then Stephanie looks at the picture of Shane and Vince, and then she smiles. But I want to know, is she doing it because she's generally happy about getting along with Shane? Or is there another agenda going on that we don't know about yet? So I feel like that's going to be a very interesting dynamic there to see what Stephanie's intentions are. And yeah, that's how we ended the show. So very decent show. I generally enjoyed it for the most part. And yeah, a lot of stuff was cool. Ambrose and Jericho segment was alright. Enjoying the tag division right now. Charlotte versus Paige was a very good match. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff to get really excited about for Extreme Rules. And especially the Roman AJ stuff. That stuff has been awesome. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment down below what you thought of this episode of Raw. And if you want to see more from me, hit that subscribe button. You'll be glad you did. Twitter and Instagram is at JackmanLaw31. Thank you so much for watching, and I am out in 3, 2, 1.